It's AWTITUDE representing for Lion's Voice. Yes, massive. This is the time for I and I, the lion them to tell I and I story, our story. Yes, and we reign and rule like this. Reign and rule, yeah. Selassie, I reign and rule. You can't take the lion vibes, people. If you no fool, cause we know Selassie reign and rule. Reign and rule. Selassie, I reign and rule. Queen Omega drop them in the fire, pull from them, no Queen Omega, she reign and rule. Royal Kushite, ancient essence, Emperor Selassie in a majestical presence, flash of all sevens, projecting through I and I events. We sing a song for the king, we bring joy and blessing and understanding, yeah. We hear Jah every day, hey. Reign and rule, yeah. Selassie, I reign and rule. Yes, I lion vibes, Selassie, I reign and rule. Attitude say that. Boondocks, Black Organization of Global Diplomats optimizing expressions to the world. Till the world, till the end.
Well, from to us a son was born and a child was given.
I want to ask you a question. Have you gotten your book? Haile Selassie's Ethiopia Volume 1, The Rise of the Priest Warrior King. I've read the book in its entirety, and I must say it's very inspirational, very informative, and very historical, right?
Them call him Ras Tafari. When he was born, rain fall from the sky. Them call him Ras Tafari. When he was grown in airplanes he fly. They call him Ras Tafari. Iron break the chain, beat not, don't cry. Them call him Ras Tafari. Read the Revelation chapter 5 verse 5. Then born near the city of Harar, the inspiration for Bob Marley's guitar. People crowd him like some big superstar. It no matter if England.
You know, it was natural for my mommy to be upset.
Yes.
You know? So, you know, she was vexed because and so on and so on. I could have been easy to consider that I was considered the brightest youth in my community academically, you know.
Okay.
So that was everybody, not just my mom.
They felt like you were throwing away a bright future. You're throwing away their future because you could get them out of their circumstance. They're looking forward to the eye to take care of them, and you turn dirty Rasta. That's
exactly
yes.
that was it, you know.
Wow.
So anyway, there were some union activities. There was a half-white youth that he is one of those who led the demonstration when they turned back Rodney, 1968. So he was now teaching at Manning, but he was keeping his beard and keeping his hair tall, you know.
Yes.
And there was a next brother now, he was a top, I don't know if it's called, but air condition expert, you know. And so the three of us got together somehow or the other, you know. And, you know, we started to do like a printing, a trade union activity. At the same time, Brother Jardy was still working with our company. Yes. Rajic was still with Manning, but I was the only one now who was not out of work, you know, who was not working, you know. So we got together and, you know, we started printing things and union activities and so on and so on and so on, you know. But then it was Ras Tafari that was really in eye, you know. And eventually I decided that, you know, I'm going to go hills.
Okay.
And then that is where now I leave from off the flat and go into a place called Jerusalem Mountain.
Wow.
And
this is Westmoreland.
Yes, still in Westmoreland. We went to the hills and we built our building, the Jasmine, out of wood, whisk, and thatch.
Wow.
We didn't have any nail. But by that time also we started to wear crocus bag. The same thing that they have called burlap, but not in any neck fan, you know, just cut bag and wrap round and barefoot now and stop using money and stop traveling on vehicles and all of those things, you know. Because, we know all of these things was contributing to polluting the earth. So we were looking at things not just from a Black liberation point of view, but from an environmental point of view, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say, I was saying because First Man also trod the sackcloth that I want to do a documentary on the sackcloth journey. Because what year was this when I trod the sackcloth?
That was about 1973.
1973. So you see, it come through phases, and Ras Iris, show I that he trotted within the sackcloth in Warwicker Hill in the 50s,
Yeah.
So it show you say this was almost like a rite of passage.
Yes, it was a rejection of the
Yes.
system.
Yes.
Outright rejection, because at the time now, they wanted to not just partially free yourself from the system, but you want to cut off. Just want to cut off and to have nothing to do with the system. So, but that was also a voluntary move, because it was not economic situation that pushed us to that point that we had to wear caucus back. It was sending a message to the system that here we are going to go to the lowest of the lowest to be I and I self. So what else can you do to I and I now?
Wow.
To break our mind or to make us into what you would want I and I to be. The only thing you can do is kill I and I, but you can't bow I and I. You can't make I and I do anything that I and I don't want to do. That was the stand at the moment.
So,
and this sackcloth thing is what a lot of Rastafari, especially in the elders, like how the Virgin was telling I there in the 50s, you just want cut off. And a lot of these Rastafari youth now, not to divert from the issue, they don't experience these things.
No.
They have never seen these things. They don't think of ever doing these things, because there's so much material things being, around them and everything, So, but in those days, we had to, in the first place, remember there was a time when if you were caught with a seed or a leaf of ganja, of herb, it was mandatory that you go to prison.
Wow.
Mandatory. The judge had no discretionary powers, and there being a liar would overstand,
Yes, sir.
If having one conviction of possession and you were caught with one plant, it was mandatory that you go to prison for 5 years.
Wow. What year was that?
That was between 1963 to 1972.
And I want to paint a picture for the Lion Pride and the people who are watching. 11 of us here. Hundreds more will watch in the days coming. Ras I-Yah V trotted up into the mountains, and this is something that I think is very unique to the Caribbean, where we have Rastafari brethren and sisters will literally trot up to the mountain, reject, and because Jamaica is such a fruitful place, you find all of the fruit trees and these things, and you're living off the land. Talk to us about the Jerusalem settings. What how did the
it's like they are saying something that they have lived, but that is exactly what it was. For example, when we went into the hills, especially this place in Jerusalem Mountain, you had a lot of what them call old ground, old cultivation. So you could go in there and you see banana. Nobody not responsible for it anymore.
Yes.
You could cut banana. There was what them call old yam, right, in the hill that you dig yam. And you had the old Bakramasa estate that would have coconut trees on it. And you walk and you find your coconut, your bark, your coconut, and you had jelly that was even available. You had river that you would go to. That was what a setting like Jerusalem Mountain was.
Yes.
But then now,
because I don't think people who haven't been to Jamaica realize that Jamaica is a literal paradise too.
Yes.
It really is a literal paradise, especially Westmoreland, beautiful settings and the fruit trees and the food, and you're able to live without spending money because you're walking through the land and you're harvesting. So I don't think people really understand where Rastafari got through for cleanse himself for that that system, you know what I mean? And we have to talk about it more, because these are things from a fantasy book, Ras I-Yah V. You take it like it's just something where you live through, but if you know that's not in people's even their concept to completely go off the grid and leave everything behind, family, friends, everything, and just live, you know, and everything is provided in abundance, you know, because of the knowledge.
Yes, and I can tell anyone, you know, in growing up, we were exposed to the Bible, and then say, you know, they were used to tell I about the Beatitudes, you know, blessed is the man that, you know, blessed are the peacemakers, for they be called the children of God, blessed are the pure in heart. But there's one little part that I never forget. It said, blessed are he who do hunger and thirst after righteousness.
Well, for unto us a son was born and a child was given, and the government shall be upon his shoulders, and his name shall be called the Wonderful Counselor, Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Them call him Ras Tafari. When he was born, rain fall from the sky. Them call him Ras Tafari. When he was grown, in airplanes he fly. They call him Ras Tafari. The lion break the chain, weep not, don't cry. Them call him Ras Tafari. Read your Revelation chapter 5 verse 5. Then born near the city of Harar, the inspiration for Bob Marley's guitar. People crowd him like some big superstar. It no matter if England or Cote d'Ivoire, no matter if you're brown or black like Qatar. Haile Selassie say fi end all tribal war. A time fi gather Mount Zion, fi drive solar car from the car straight to Zanzibar. Who we are, the sons of Ras Tafari. When he was born, rain fall from the sky. Ras Tafari. When he was grown, in airplanes he fly. Then Ras Tafari. The lion break the chain, weep not, don't cry. Then Ras Tafari. Read your Revelation chapter 5 verse 5. Royal governor from the age of 13 years, leave the palace fi go back in a school with him peers. He's the head without fear, he's one to be revered. When them call his name, then the heathen scare. Plus the priest concerned and him teachers concerned, cause all this little youth want fi do is just learn. But he wait his turn till him turn the chance match. The people rejoice when him crown as the Ras they call him Ras Tafari. When he was born, rain fall from the sky. Then Ras Tafari. When he was grown, in airplanes he fly. Then Ras Tafari. The lion break the chain, weep not, don't cry. Then Ras Tafari. Read your Revelation chapter 5 verse 5. Well, Ras McConnell call a meeting with all him general them. Say him funeral a come and him have something fi tell them. Him say, we fight together since the days of Adawa. Him say, protect my son and help him unite Africa. Well, him generals, them start cry when them hear this sound. Them say your wishes are come and then bow down to the ground. When him funeral they come, it shock the whole town. Fi see this little youth, him have armies around, they call him